Hi, Chris.
Hey, Dory. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Wonderful spring day here in Bellevue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, we're here to talk about pour-overs again.
it's our thing.
Yeah.
We have a niche.
Apparently. So this is the Bonavita, and it's the immersion dripper. And what's awesome about this, it's totally unique, it has an on-off valve. So you can basically shut it off and turn it on, open up that little valve and close it. So you can let it steep as long as you want. And
It's kind of like a French press pour over.
yeah, you don't have to have the grind perfect.
Pour over for dummies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, my perfect pour over, yes.
Of course they asked us to do this video.
Yeah, now I understand. Okay, so basically for this one you have the kind of the cone shape filters.
Number 4,
Number 4.
Melita, Technivorm, whatever you choose.
Yep. And
1 scoop
1 scoop.
of ground coffee.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can, do a smaller amount if you wanted to, but today I actually did a whole pot of coffee out of this. I just put a bunch of coffee in there and it actually turned out really well.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so let's try a cup, should we?
Let's do it.
All right.
So we're using the number 4 filter, and just like with other pour overs, you're going to fold over your seam so that it sits nice and flat in there. And then open this guy up. Do we do a pre-moisten on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Especially
right.
since it's porcelain there, we kind of want it nice and warm. Otherwise,
It's not just porcelain; it's bone china.
Oh, yeah, that's fancy.
It is fancy. You don't remember the old school videos where they would
Make sure that's on.
balance a Rolls Royce on 4 bone china teacups, just to show how durable bone china is.
It's even fancier now.
Right? Because it's a Rolls Royce.
All right, so dampen it all, get it nice and warm. And also another thing about that valve, you don't have to be continually pouring hot water in there.
It's literally going to absorb the heat from the water that sits in there.
Yep.
And again, if you're using a natural filter instead of a bleached filter, this is going to help to wash away some of that paper towel taste that you can get with those unbleached filters.
And I'm just have a pitcher here to put the extra water into.
You guys can't see this, but she just flipped the switch to on.
Sorry, really show people. Yes,
Well, we need to make it look a little bit harder.
I guess so. All right, so after all the water is out, we can close this valve again. And what's nice is that you can put this anywhere you want to. You don't have to worry about it balancing on a cup while you're brewing and throwing coffee in there and everything. It can just be sitting on the counter.
It is off and it's not going to drip.
Exactly. And it also has this really nice lid, which we're going to be
Coaster.
/ coaster. Yeah. So before and after brewing, you can have it underneath the brewer, and then during you can have it on top, and it keeps the heat in. I'm just so excited about this pour over.
I know.
Sorry.
I want to put coffee in it, but I don't want to step on your enthusiasm here.
I'll let you do that. I'm sorry.
So we're doing 2 cups of coffee, right? 2 6-ounce cups. So what are we thinking here? 2 scoops, 2 nice heaping scoops of this Luso Brazil.
Yeah.
Cafe Luso, one of our local Seattle roasters.
And this grind's a little bit coarser than I personally would do, but we also don't want to be here for days.
It's going to be
pouring water through.
intense.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this versus a French press is you can use a finer ground coffee, and it's not going to give you a lot of sediment because you've got the filter in there.
Yep.
Whereas with the French press, if you put a fine ground like this in, it's going to bleed through into your cup, and you're going to get a lot more debris in your cup.
Chewy coffee.
Yeah, and then you're smiling all day because you're buzzed on caffeine. And
And you get coffee, yeah. Not okay.
it's nice.
So
All right, so,
you're going to do a little pre-infuse?
well, yeah.
Yeah,
Just a little bit, though.
He doesn't pre-infuse.
Right.
Silly.
I had to get my mind around that. I'm like, wait, if this is like a French press, then would we pre-infuse?
Sure.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And why, Dory? Because we can.
We can, yeah. Oh, best answer ever.
I know, and that was not a full minute for you people watching at home and timing this, but, we wasted a lot of time with small talk, so we're just going to pour now.
And the best part about this is you don't have to have that gooseneck kettle if you don't want to. You can have just a regular one and dump in the water pretty much, unless it splashes everywhere. But you don't have to have the specific pour and make sure that it stays in the center like some of the other pour overs, you can just kind of dump it
Because
in.
you're going to get steeping action right here. What do you think? Do we need to give this a stir or can we just let it fly?
I think it looks good.
All right.
I think it mixed in pretty well when you're pouring in the water.
Because of my technique? Absolutely. Or lack.
That looks good.
I'm going to make you wait until it finishes.
Fine. So we're going to let it steep for 3 minutes?
This would be a good time to whip out our timer.
Probably.
Yeah, my timer's dead.
Oh, good. But what's my favorite part about this is the lid. And every time I do pour over, it seems to lose a lot of heat out of the top. So we can just do that and keep all the heat in. It's fantastic.
Glory be.
Yes. All right, so we'll go ahead and let it steep and come back. So we've been sitting for about 3 minutes now.
Yes.
Waiting impatiently
We
for my coffee.
didn't peek or anything. It
No.
was a true show of restraint on our part.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and give it another 5 seconds.
Okay.
So let's get it into position, and all we're going to do is move this up to the top of the glass, and we're going to move it from off to on, and you're going to see the magic happen, okay?
Which I have to admit, off and on totally confused me the first time I looked at it instead of open and close.
I can see where it would.
Took me a solid 30 seconds to figure that one out.
And as my cup fills, we're not room for cream people around here, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, well, Dory's room for cream, apparently. What's nice about this is that plunger, but one of the things that you'll notice is that it can actually, oh, we got plenty, give you a little trouble with the opening of your cup. It's about 4 inches, but you've got little feet here that can get in the way on some of the wider mouth mugs that you may have in your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually did have a hard time finding a good mug here because all of our cappuccino mugs were too wide. So it's kind of wonky.
Yep. There's that word again.
Oh, it's my favorite word.
That's a good word, Dory. Let's see. Should we taste or should we talk pros and cons? What do you think?
I want to taste it.
You want to taste it?
Yeah.
Might as well. It's piping hot thanks to your use of the lid. Cheers.
Yes. It's really hot. Smooth.
It is smooth. I mean, traditional pour over results, you get a very nice smooth cup, low acid, and pretty intense too. That's nice. And I guess you could actually adjust the grind a little bit. If you wanted it less intense, you can go coarser.
Yep.
You could adjust the steep time.
Yep.
A little bit less than 4 minutes if you want it to be a little bit milder, but this is good.
That's pretty good. And what's nice too is if you do have 2 cups that you're pouring for, you don't have to worry about the first one being stronger and then the second one being weaker because it's all steeping the same time and then it's just the pour through.
What do you think about this next cup though?
That one might be a little
That
intense.
one might be a little on the strong side.
Yeah. So really the pros, you can play around with different steeping time like you can on others. And you can split it up between a couple cups really easily.
Very little mess.
Very little mess. And if we had used our little saucer here. And then kind of the downside, it does have some plastic components to it.
Yep,
It doesn't
the base
really...
is plastic. You've got bone china up here, plastic down here. Although, you were going to say.
Yeah, it doesn't really come in contact really with the coffee.
Yeah, the plug on the bottom is actually a silicone. So the lever's plastic. The plug itself is silicone, so it's food safe. And minimal contact with the coffee. So, you know, it's a concern for some customers, but I think that once they saw the construction of it, they would actually sign off on it.
Yeah, so pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Pretty easy.
I could finish this cup.
Yeah.
After.
After. All right.
All right, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to visit our website if you have other questions, and we hope to see you again soon.